a sun-dappled meadow, where wildflowers danced in the gentle breeze, lived a little duckling named Pip. Pip was adventurous, curious, and just a little bit mischievous. One sunny morning, while his mother and siblings were napping by the pond, Pip spotted a beautiful, shimmering blue butterfly. He'd never seen one quite like it before. "Wow!" he chirped, his little webbed feet waddling with excitement. Without a second thought, he decided to follow it. The butterfly fluttered this way and that, leading Pip deeper and deeper into the whispering woods that bordered the meadow. He zigzagged past tall oak trees, hopped over mossy logs, and splashed through tiny, babbling brooks. The chase was so thrilling that Pip completely forgot about everything else. Suddenly, he stopped. The butterfly had vanished, and the woods around him had grown dark and unfamiliar. The friendly chirping of meadow birds was replaced by the low hoot of an owl and the rustling of unseen creatures in the underbrush. Pip was lost. His heart began to beat a little faster. "Mama, Mama!" he called out, his voice trembling. But only the echo answered him. Big, fat tears welled up in his eyes and rolled down his feathery cheeks. He sat down on a damp patch of moss, feeling very small and very alone. He missed the warmth of his mother's feathers and the familiar quacks of his brothers and sisters. Just as he was about to let out a big sob, he heard a soft rustling sound nearby. Peeking out from behind a large fern was a rabbit with long, twitching ears and a fluffy white tail. The rabbit had kind, gentle eyes that looked at Pip with concern. "Hello there," the rabbit said in a soft, soothing voice. "You seem to be in a bit of trouble. Are you lost, little one?" Pip nodded, wiping his tears with his wing. I followed a butterfly, and now I can't find my way back to the pond," he sniffled. The rabbit's nose twitched thoughtfully. "My name is Rusty," he said, "and you're a long way from any pond I know of. But don't you worry, crying won't get you home, but a friend might." Rusty hopped closer and gave Pip a comforting pat on the back. "I know these woods like the back of my paw. I'll help you find your family." Pip's spirits lifted immediately. Having a friend by his side made the scary woods feel a little less frightening. "Really? You will?" he asked, his voice filled with hope. "Of course," said Rusty with a smile. "Now, which way did you come from?" Pip looked around, confused. Everything looked the same to him. I don't remember," he admitted sheepishly. Rusty didn't seem discouraged at all. "That's all right," he said cheerfully. "We'll just have to do some detective work. Let's look for clues together." They set off. Rusty, with his keen sense of smell and sharp eyes, led the way. He pointed out landmarks to Pip. "See that tall pine tree shaped like a fork? We'll call that the fork tree. And listen, can you hear that sound?" Pip listened closely and heard the faint trickle of water. "That's Whispering Creek," Rusty explained. "If we follow it, it might lead us somewhere familiar." As they walked, Rusty told Pip all about the forest. He showed him where the squirrels hid their nuts, which berries were safe to eat, and how to tell the difference between a badger's burrow and a fox's den. Pip was fascinated. He learned that the hooting owl wasn't scary. It was just saying hello to the moon. The rustling in the bushes was just a family of mice scurrying home for dinner. The forest, which had seemed so terrifying just a short while ago, was now revealing its secrets and wonders, all thanks to his new friend. They walked for what felt like a very long time. Pip's little legs were getting tired, and his tummy was starting to rumble. Noticing this, Rusty stopped by a bush full of juicy, red berries. "Here," he said, picking one and offering it to Pip. "Have a little snack. This will give you some energy." The berry was sweet and delicious, and Pip felt much better after eating a few. As they rested, they heard a new sound. It wasn't a creak, and it wasn't the wind. It was a rhythmic croak. "Croak! What's that?" Pip whispered. Rusty's ears perked up. "That's my friend, Freddy the Frog. He lives by a pond." "Maybe it's your pond." Excitement surged through Pip. They hurried towards the sound, and soon, through the trees, they saw the shimmering surface of a large pond. And sitting on a lily pad was a big green frog. "Freddy!" Rusty called out. The frog turned and his wide mouth split into a grin. "Rusty, what brings you all the way over here?" "We're looking for this little duckling's home," Rusty explained. "Have you seen any other ducks around?" Freddy blinked his big, round eyes. "Ducks? Why, yes, a whole family of them lives on the other side of this very pond. They were making quite a racket earlier, looking for their lost little one." Pip's heart leaped with joy. It had to be his family. "Thank you, Freddy," he chirped. "That's my family." "I know it is." He was so excited he could barely stand still. "Come on, Pip," said Rusty. "Let's get you home." They scurried around the edge of the pond, and sure enough, Pip saw them. There was his mother, pacing anxiously by the water's edge, and his brothers and sisters, huddled together, looking sad. "Mama!" Pip cried out, running as fast as his little legs could carry him. His mother turned, and her eyes lit up. "Pip! Oh, Pip!" she quacked, rushing to meet him and wrapping him in a warm, feathery hug. The whole family gathered around, quacking with relief and joy. Pip was finally home. After a moment of happy reunion, Pip remembered his friend. He turned and saw Rusty standing shyly at the edge of the trees. "Mama, this is Rusty," Pip said proudly. "He found me when I was lost and scared, and he brought me all the way home." Pip's mother waddled over to Rusty. "Thank you," she said, her voice filled with gratitude. "We were so worried. We don't know how to ever repay you for your kindness." Rusty just shuffled his feet and twitched his nose. "It was nothing," he said humbly. "That's what friends are for." "I'm just glad Pip is safe." From that day on, Pip and Rusty were the best of friends. Pip never wandered off on his own again, but he and Rusty had many more adventures together, exploring the wonders of the forest and the meadow, always looking out for one another. And Pip learned a very important lesson. An adventure is always best when you have a friend to share it with. And the greatest treasure you can find is the kindness of a helping paw. Thank you so much for watching this story with us today. If you enjoyed Pip and Rusty's adventure, don't forget to hit that like button and subscribe to our channel for more heartwarming tales. We love sharing stories with you, and we'll see you again next time. Bye for now.